Alright everybody, welcome back to AI Collectibles. What I have for you today is the Tokka and Rahzar Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 The Secret of the Ooze figures by Neca Toys. What I'm going to do is get these puppies unboxed and show you what they got with their accessories and give my thoughts on them, so stay tuned. Alright, so here's Tokka and Rahzar out of the package with their accessories laid out in front of them without any real posing or whatnot going on. What I'm going to start off doing is going through the accessories, so let's do that. So they got a nice little fire extinguisher here. Oh, come on. My camera doesn't seem to want to zoom in. There we go. So it's got some nice paint apps on the handle, nice silver there. It's got this is a like rubbery kind of string. And then it's got the warning label on there. There's nothing actually printed word-wise, but you get the point. And then you got the piece of wood, which has some nicely painted details in there. Even like the way the wood is chipped apart and broken, and there's like his claw nails in there, or his claw marks are in there. But yeah, some real nice job for a piece of wood. And then we'll go over his shield, which is also a nice little accessory. It's got some rust there, which is really cool. And then on the other side, we'll look at the straps. I was a little worried for a second because I thought maybe he'd have to take his hands off to like slide them in, but no, they're just not attached at the bottom, so you can just like slide this over his arm and put his hand through there, and you don't have to worry too much about breakage. I mean, still use a side of caution when you do that, but you should be fine. And then comes with 4 hands, so he's got like this grasping one that you can like hold one of the accessories or the Ooze canister. And he's got a bigger grasping hand to hold like the piece of wood. And then another grasping hand. It's a tighter grasp for like maybe holding the lead pipe or for holding the shield. And then again, another grasping hand. And then you got the box of donuts. Simply donuts. Which opens up. And you got the donuts here, which sit inside the box. And they got some nice powdering paint on there. Thicker on the bottom. And it just sits in there like so. Pretty tight too, actually. And then he comes with, I guess, a half-eaten jelly donut with like the pill in there. Right? And it won't really sit in there with the rest. I mean, you could close her out. There we go. Then you got the TGRI Ooze canister. Pretty basic, the same as has come with Super Shredder and has come with some of the Turtles too, because now I think this is like my 3rd or 4th one. Pretty much the same, some nice green paint there. Nice and bright to look like the Ooze. Some nice silver painting. The text on there is nice. And then we got Tokka's hands. Again, some grasping hands, but they did a really nice job with the paint and the texturing and like the wash over them. Another hand. and a tightly grasped one. Oops, sorry. And then another one. And then we got the pipe as well, the lead pipe. Again, some nice painted textures on there. Try and zoom in there a little better. And some nice paint wear on there. Alright, now we'll take a look at the figures. So first I'll grab Rahzar here. Just go over some of the details. If you're a fan and you know Neca toys, these guys are going to need some heat and some love. So whether you use a blow dryer or soak them in a hot bath or whatever it takes, because some of these joints are stiff. I find so far just out of the package, his elbow and knee joints are stiffer than Tokka's are. So, but I'm just going to go over some of the details of his armor and some of the paint apps. He's got a workable jaw there, which is pretty cool. They got some nice paint inside the mouth there, which is pretty cool. And his eyes are nice and blue. And the retinas are sweet. And he's got that nice black paint on the nose, which a lot of people are complaining about the Lightning Collection Sphinx figure that just came out, where they didn't paint the nose, and some of the dry brushing on that figure is left to be desired. And then he's got like these ribbons and these plates hanging on his shoulders. Same on the back. I'm trying to be careful with this chest plate, because as I'll show you in a sec here, these chains, although nice scale-wise and detail, I am worried over time that they won't hold up if you play with or move these around too much, like especially on the chest plate. I'm worried that's eventually going to snap right off at some point. So I would suggest being very careful with this. When you're posing them up, try not to like hold on to like this midsection as little as possible. And then he's got his wrist guards there, and they got some nice little details and spikes on them. Same with his hands and like the ribbings around his wrists. Same on this side, like the paint and the detail on like the hair and the coloration difference and stuff is really nice. And he's got some thigh pads there with some spikes, and they're like, these are soft rubber, so you don't have to worry about bending them or breaking them off too much, unless you had them like resting on something, and they might get bent out of shape. But and they got some nice paint details on them too, like those silver tips, but it's like a rough paint. It looks like there's been wear over time. And then he's got his loincloth, which also has some nice little weather brushing on it. Weathering. It's like he's got a diaper on there. And then these are all like plastic straps, but I think these are glued on anyway, so they're not going anywhere. And then he's got his knee pads, and they have like those ribbons and those same plates that are on his shoulders. And then you got his feet. And the bottom, even the paws. Oh, that's cool. Right on. So yeah, he's a pretty sweet figure, man. But like I said, like with most Neca figures, he's gonna need some heat and some love to get that posability. Now this guy is something else. Like he's like, I don't know, man, he's on another level. So we'll start at the head first. And he's got some nice mouth articulation there, and like the painting in the apps. His eyes are nice and bright and red and crazy. And then you get these, which is really cool. Like he has that stunned look, like oh my god. But then he can give you like the people's eyebrow, or you can put them both down, and then he goes, and then he's angry, like don't fuck with me. And then he got his shell, which has some nice paint, nice detail. I like the variations in the color. And then he got his spiky back, which is pretty cool. And these spikes aren't too bad. A little sharp, but they're soft plastic too, so you don't have to worry too much about breakage. And again, same thing, like if it fell over and was like resting on its spikes, you'd probably have to heat them up to get them to straighten out if he was laying there for too long. And then he's got the spikes on his shoulder. I like the scale, like the coloring and the detail on the scaling, and like the different patches on his skin are all really nicely done. And he's got his tattered ribbons around his wrists and his elbow pads, and then the hands, like you've seen. Same attention to detail and sculpt and paint there. Same on this side. And then you got his legs. And I got these. Same thing, like the tattered wrappings around his knees. And then you got his claws on his feet. And then you got the paws. And they got some wrist or some pegs there, if you were having a hard time getting him to stand up. Now this guy I had less trouble with posing him up. Like a lot of the joints seem to work. So, like I said, with a little bit of work and some heat, should be able to get these guys posed up nicely. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is throw in some of the Neca Toys Movie Turtle line, just for size comparisons, because these are big chunky boys. So we'll get Raph in there first. My favorite turtle, of course. And then we got the basic Shredder. Then we got Splinter. And then we got the boss. The Super Shredder, which still towers over these guys, but these guys are still pretty awesome. They're big, seem sturdy, as I say with all NECA things. I haven't had any breakage. I've been fortunate enough. And I'm pretty careful when I pose them and move them around. And I make sure if I'm having trouble with any of the joints, I spend some time with a blow dryer and warm them up. Now, this set, I am blown away by the amount of detail that NECA has gone to, even with like the moving eyebrows on Tokka, some of the paint apps, and just like the armor pieces, and even the accessories are all pretty top notch, which is what I expect from NECA. And yeah, I mean, these are great. The one thing I want to say is I understand what the delay is, because my god, everything in the package, like the packaging is not collector friendly. Like I had these, like I'll bring you over here to show you quick. These little plastic tabs. There was like 100 of them. Everything was in place with those tabs on the figures, and oh my god. Like, they're not going back securely in that package probably ever again. That was a nightmare. Like, I'm surprised I didn't cut my fingers with the blade I was using trying to cut them all off, because everything, even like the little like bit donut piece was like attached with one of those plastic straps inside the packaging. So other than the box being really nice, there's no way these guys are going back in it. So yeah, the insert bubble mailer, or like the insert bubble packaging, will be going in the garbage, and I might hold on to the box because the box is pretty nice. But yeah, I mean, and I have to say, to date, this is the best packaged set of NECA figures that I've gotten directly from NECA. It was like inside the box, like the shipper box was another like mailer, like bubble mailer that was wrapped around, like almost like it was designed for like this set. So it was in there really safely and securely and wasn't going to bounce around and get damaged in transit, which I was really happy about. And they got here in one piece. And so far, just with, you know, getting them out of the box and not messing with the articulation too much, I haven't had any breakage. But I'll get some heat on these guys and get them posed up on the shelf with the rest of my turtle figures. So yeah, I'm excited. These guys came in like Christmas Eve. So yeah, I'm finally getting to the unboxing. So I know you know what to do, but I'm going to remind you, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified of videos as I put them out. And I'm out of here. Okay, like seriously, check out this packaging. It's like they made a custom like bubble mailer for it.